Hello everyone, it's Taylor Retro coming at you with another reading of Everlasting Summer. This is a cooldown after I recorded 2 episodes of 7 Mysteries, the last page. And I also realized that 7 Mysteries, the last page is the last game. And there was a game before that, but I'm so stupid. Sorry if I'm blowing into the microphone. The microphone has to be really close to my face. Let me just try to. I hope that's better. But I have to go back and redo the game. I have to go back and do the first game. But anyway, back to this game, and I don't like how the music's popping off. Music doesn't sound right. It sounds like angry yet happy and upbeat at the same time. Okay, so at first I didn't pay attention as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Wait. Hold on. Go back real quick. Okay, at first I didn't pay attention. I was fully awake yet. All my legs, I don't care. That just skipped past it. I didn't even hit anything. Whatever. But there was no door. I looked around in the bus and realized that it wasn't a good old worn Liaz. Instead, the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. I froze in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I mustn't be dead. I patted myself down fervorously, slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead on the back of one of the bus seats. It's clear either I was still alive, or I can still feel pain, or you can still feel pain even when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up at the bus depot? And then what? They put me on another bus? I rushed down and took a look around. Greenery everywhere I looked, tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers, summer. But how? It was winter just a moment ago. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh my god. Oh my god. My head was aching unbearably, as if it was going to explode. Slowly I began to remember. Remember what? Oh, you're doing psychedelic drugs? Nah. A long road running off into the distance, forests, plains, fields, lakes, and forests again. I think I was sleeping, but how could I remember all of it? And then, a gap. Some girl leaning over me. She softly whispered something in my ear. Then a gap again. Then I woke up here. What was that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and it calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. Could it be her who brought me here? Sorry about that, I had to cough. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, then stopped, hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran in the direction of which the bus had probably came. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer and a little easier to evaluate their surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing, trying to ease my sore throat from gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe really am I just dreaming? Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. Samyon. I am neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. The exact same road from my dream. I'm just very far from home. I must be very far from home. And it's not that it's winter yesterday, it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green, hot, but here everything's not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it's been taken from a painting of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. The grass is too lush. The bushes are not like the bushes should be. They're so thick and you can't see anything through them. Like rooftops, honestly. And the trees themselves, the forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and were now just waiting for the order to advance into the fields and plains. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. The power lines. There must be people here. But what does it mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have been paralyzed even in hell? Why do you think you're in hell? Roasting sinners over hot coals. That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have the choice, I should pick up the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course, it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or woods, or in this wretched bucket of bolts. It's the only kind of link that I have to the real world. It's the place in the dream! I should carefully scout the area. Okay, it says Owlet. Soknyo. Sovyonok. Sovyonok means outlet. A brick wall that gates crowned with Sovyonok. I can't speak Russian, I'm sorry. Sovyonok sign. Statues of pioneers standing on either side of the road sign nearby showing the bus route number 410. The trip's taken a bit too long today, I smirked. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Sylvianok. What could have a name like that? Judging by pioneer statues, it could be a kids' camp, summer camp. Moreover, it appeared to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abductions to lethargic sleep, from the hallucination, the time of space and shift, to a time and space shift. I don't know what's wrong with me today. For some reason, I just can't read. None was worse than any other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. Then it occurred to me, I could try to make a phone call. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm reading this in the morning, and I'm gonna read again tonight, later in the night, to have one to post on Monday. But yeah. Then it occurred to me, I could try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone and dialed the first number in my contacts list. Well, instead of a signal strength bars, the screen showed a thick cross. Was showing a thick cross. Yeah, I said it right. Alright, there must be no signal in such a remote place. Though I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus on all sides to make sure it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt at the bottom, more rust here and there. Some rust here and there. Faded paint and worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus would chase you places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself sporadically. Because this wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to reach its peak. I started to get slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, only void and darkness. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were so many things that I never had time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea. This is definitely the end. But why? It's not far. Surely I know no worse than anyone else's. God, why? Let me take a drink of water. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by the speechless statues of the pioneers and the bird on the tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt this after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lying quietly, sobbing occasionally. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. My mind cleared a bit. as if terror and fear of the death gave me a little break. All in all, someone wanted to kill me. What was this for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Anyway, for now, it seems there's no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my temples and my hands were shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there's nothing I can really change anyways. So no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse. Until some actual facts appear, there's no real point in guessing. In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging around here. This camp, if it is of course really a camp, looked like it's the only place where people could be. So I decided to go there, and hardly had I reached the gates when a girl came from behind them, wearing a pioneer uniform. My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, the pioneer uniform in the 21st century. And then again, a girl here. I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away, running as far away as I could from this place, as far from this bus, gate, statue, and far from this bloody bird with this, it says, siesta. Just running free in the wind, faster and faster, waving to the planets passing by, winking at the galaxies. Running, becoming a pulsar ray, and turning into a vestigial radiation. Running to face the unknown. Run no matter where, as long as it is far from this place. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts work independent of consciousness, and while 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive processes, the remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular ensuring stable functions of the hormonal system. I desperately wanted to get less complicated and start thinking of informal quotes from an encyclopedia. Running through my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of a hero of some junky, soft-cover crime fiction book. a pretty Slavic face, long braids that looked like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, blue eyes you could drown in. Hi, you must have just arrived. Reply? Yeah. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looked as if it looked as if I, crap. Strange, it looked as if I had just a normal girl in front of me. If I had just a normal girl. Okay, my brain needs to comprehend. Bah, I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and the field seemed better. But what should I do next? Try to speak with her as if she was some human, or run away, or what? The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside a little bit more. And the poor my new girl would be splattered with gruesome contents in my skull. What's so funny about that? The girl looked me over. It sent shivers down my spine and knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great then. Great. What's so great about that? Suddenly a thought crossed my mind. To hell with it all. Forget about the bus behind me, the fact that the winter yesterday and summer today. I wanted to rip my itchy sweater and just accept that all of this is actually happening. Everything is as it is. Should be. All this is for the best. Oh my god, what's wrong with my head? Alright, I need to slow down a bit. I need to calm down. What do you happen to know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look, you go straight ahead to the atmosphere, turn left. You go straight ahead to the square, turn left, and you'll see several small cabins. She pointed to the gates as if I knew what was behind them. Dimitrivina. A patronymic is the patronymic, a derivative of a person's father's name. In this case, Dmitri, by Russians after the person's first name is sign of the respect and formal address. Well, you could ask someone where Olga Dmitrovina's camp is. I got it? Of course I didn't. Well, I got to go now. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. It seemed as if to her I was something ordinary. In all the shows the bus traveled The travels while awake and asleep were only troubling me. While everything, I need to just. I'm gonna take a quick break and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. Camp leader, pioneer uniform. What are they doing in a historical reenactment here? I hope I won't find Lenin standing atop of an armored car in the square. But even that would not be a surprise to me right now. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. A mere 50 meters ahead of a small one-story house, popped up to the left side. A sign near the door said clubs. I was about to come closer when the door suddenly opened and a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Her face gave me the impression of one suffering for the fate of the whole for the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze, as if frightened. I froze too, considering what was best to do. To approach first or to wait until she showed me initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Although this last option was considerably being suggested only by my self-preservation instinct. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but far from the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome will be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there will be no need to be afraid of this girl. Suddenly, somebody jumped out of the nearby bushes. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. This is a perfect reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from a distance and was probably younger than both pioneer girls. The one at the gates and this girl at the door of the clubs. At last, I decided to come closer, but the USS girl, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving their arms. The other girls, in turn, seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. I would probably continue to observe their amusing dialogue, but the USSR girl suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the first girl's face. Someone turned out to be a grasshopper. She looks so fucking, I don't even know. Why is her ass like... This is crazy. Alright, I'm gonna save the video here and I'm gonna end it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm sorry that I was like stuttering on a lot of parts. It's like I just woke up and I need something to eat. I'm starving, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, goodbye.